Amaka Madalena Ivanizindamani Samarana, season from the one of the what is the part of Friday and what she has set in the morning of 2022? What do you know out of the Jura that I look at us and look at us the happy? But I need to use a zero days of enlarged and you know if you're going to look at the level, you never know if I'm going to do that. I don't know if you
Do you know that you have the right to free broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of the broadcast or the conduct of the broadcast station will lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach to NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Danny Panamalayan, November Susan, the very by the family brings before having some power for leadership data and Nijikwana, Biscuit, London, Sun, Tribute, Nation, Guardian, Punch, Yemen, Premium Times. Sunilana Facebook page at Kevin, the one of the points from the website. Visit our now on an SMS, November WhatsApp, 080 9666103. You can reach me online. Mobile is stream on mixlr.com/justfm. Album.
And I'm Martin. Let's get started. Ataga's mother. Police stole my statement, coerced me to sign theirs. Chidinma alleges. US backs INEC on bimodal voters accreditation system. Threatens visa ban on election riggers. 133 million Nigerians remain poor despite sharing $700 million Abacha loot. East-West Road communities commend Niger Delta Development Commission. Abiodun presents 472.26 billion naira budget to Assembly. Months after, family demands whereabouts of abducted ex-NMPC director. Mass housing economic masterstroke. Social Security says Federal Housing Authority. Mass housing economic masterstroke. Social Security says Federal Housing Authority. Nigeria eyes 5G deployment via new satellites to boost nation's coverage. Human Rights Writers Association seeks coroner's inquest into death of 6-year-old Lawal in Abuja school. Plateau lawmaker alleges ethnic cleansing as Benue monarchs deplore insecurity. Maidan, fear of cholera outbreak looms over open defecation in Lagos community. Fear of cholera outbreak looms over open defecation in Lagos community. Fear of cholera outbreak looms over open defecation in Lagos community. Nigerian Communication Commission commends Ondo government broadband plan through sets up committee. 303 ex-Biafran police officers on payroll, says Pension Transitional Arrangements Directorate recovers £26.5 million colonial pension fund from UK. Zenith Tech Fair 2.0 attracts IT practitioners from global brands. National Port Authority denies collecting jetty charges in dollar. Cleric urges communities to rely on God for survival. Farmers headers clashes. Federal government launches identification system for animals. The Lord's choosing begins 2-day crusade in Lagos tomorrow. Oba, others honored as prestigious Universal magazine calls for selfless service to nation. Obaseki says Owaifo Creative Hub ready in 6 weeks. Wuke chronicles spirituality, religious journey in Median book. Akwa Ibom empowers budding photographers, others. Lagos police parade ex-convicts arrested, our police commissioner's wife, others. Council requests European Union delegation intervention on Kano's arbitrary detention, others. Lagos government Center for Women's Health and Information trains legal practitioners on GBV prevention, others. Ladilac Institute alumni seeks restoration of schools' glory. K. Lobbied me to push for same-sex marriage in Nigeria, former minister. Nigeria says 133 million citizens are living in poverty. Nigerian Center for Disease Control registers 975 Lassa fever cases, 177 deaths in 11 months. National Farmers Day, federal government urges more collaboration. 2 dead, 1 injured in Bauchi auto crash, Federal Road Safety Corps. Political landscape becoming toxic with hate speeches, says Sanwo-Olu. Civil society organizations raise alarm over ill treatment of Nigerians at Greece embassy. Trade Union Congress of Nigeria urges Nigerians to vote personalities as group seeks suspension of Owan Eno from APC. And lastly, Wike's worst critics, we agree he's made great difference, says Oshomole.
Leadership. Unit Trust insurance policyholders get 1.3 billion naira claims. Expert false treatment of fibroid in Nigeria. NNPP will win presidential election senatorial candidate. Ataga, I was forced to sign confessional statement. Ojukwu. NHIA partners NBA on universal health coverage. Nigeria loses 15 trillion naira annually to substandard products. Like Standard Organization of Nigeria. Breach of Electoral Act. Party officials risk 7 months jail over vague financial reports. Three of every Nigerian's poor. 3 of every Nigerian's poor. Ovia, CBN, Google, others speak at Zenith Tech Fair 2.0 for a more secure INEC. As Nigeria's Professor of Space Science, Ojigi gets United Nations top job. In love, as in football, size does not matter. Here is why. NIWAMD Moralo Mont Port Consultative Chairman. Deborah Ike, husband, bag Africa Goodwill Ambassador Awards. NYSC removed from office after 6 months. Only 5% of Abuja residents use e-Naira app for transactions. Report. OAIC elects Elder Akindawo III. INEC promises to address concerns, objections of voter registers. 2023 INEC promises to address concerns, objections of voters. TAD. Troops kill 29 terrorists. Arrest 10 logistics suppliers with 15 million naira cash. 2023 AA accuses court of frustrating disqualification cases against Tinubu. Obi gets Wike's support. Muslim ticket. I don't have a preferred candidate or party. Kumuyi. Naira redesign. Number of governors on EFCC watch list has increased. Bawa. Niger Delta Minister showcases completed NDDC projects. Extradition. Kano discontinues 20 billion naira case against federal government. Amnesty boss wants ex-agitators recruited into NSCDC. Lagos reads riot act to event planners violating safety rules. Sanwo-Olu holds talks with French parliamentarian on security, transportation, infrastructure. Federal government will continue with business reforms agenda for Sibanjo. 10 Uni Abuja students win 3.7 million naira research grant. US technology to improve land management. Adegboruwa tells Lagos State government. Sanwo-Olu months Lagos lawmaker Sobo Olawale. 2023, Atiku has solutions to transform Nigeria. Emaswagnon. NDDC, ignore calls for inauguration of board. Okotiebo tells Buhari. Insecurity. Ghana denies issuing travel advisory about Abuja. Governors sponsoring talks to disrupt opponent political rallies. IGP. H 2023 HDAN tasks presidential candidates on affordable housing. At Zeke's post-Motors birthday, Ohaneze Sultan Iwuanyanwu orders reaffirm Nigeria as manufacturers battle inclement operating environments. 10.4 trillion naira targets. FIRS boosts revenue, monitors compliance, opens 25 new offices. A South Korean envoy visits DUA group, seeks to deepen partnership. NICA Act to propel Nigeria to credit-based economy. Digital Space Capital unveils new corporate governance structure of local goods. MDAs tightening manufacturers' efforts in business. Bolt launches ride-hailing intercity trip. Federal government promises sufficient petrol supply for Yuletide. Fitch Ratings rule out debt restructuring for Nigeria. AEDC working to FCE Okene. LCCI commends Mikano Industries for 2,600 job creation divestment. NGO laments institutional state violence against vendors. NES 28 Olusoga, other panelists list solutions to foreign exchange challenges. Nigeria-Bangladesh trade volume hits $65 million. Shippers Council. NITDA partners stakeholders for transformative changes. Honeywell Group seeks public-private partnership to boost economy. Nigeria resumes hibiscus trade with Mexico to earn $3 billion annually. Electricity. Seplat Energy targets fresh 2,000 megawatts from ANOH Sapele Gas Project. Eagles job bribery scandal. Name culprit. Former NFF chieftain challenges Erickson.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. I don't regret stopping Buhari's impeachment. Omo Agege. Looted funds. EFCC put more governors under watch. Federal government deploys soldiers. DSS in INEC offices nationwide. 11 billion naira addition to defense budget uncovered. Minister queried. Nigeria must address malnutrition. 2,400 children die daily. UNICEF. Address Igbo marginalization. Southeast tells Tinubu. Address Igbo marginalization. Southeast tells Tinubu. Soludo has no regrets over anti-Obi comments. Aid. Buhari sacks National Youth Service Corps Director General. Oyo Park chairman arraigned for destroying Tinubu's billboard. Otomi advocates voting without PVC. INEC kicks. Obi supporters protest. Alleged underage registration. Vote buying plot. Seek alternatives to strike. Buhari begs trade unions. Federal government review school feeding. Adds 30 naira per meal. Reps laments Plateau massacre, alleges ethnic cleansing. 10 dismissed policemen reinstated, bribe rejecting officers promoted. Obasanjo mentors Lagos underprivileged area boys. Bayelsa internally displaced persons camps, protest neglect, will leave materials hoarding. Lagos government sensitizes school owners to child safety. Allocates budget for orphans. Group urges Sanwo-Olu. Domestic violence survivors need support. Lagos Chief Judge. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration gets new acting Director General. Senate quizzes Defense Minister over 11 billion naira additional budget. Senate, Obasanjo mentors repentant area boys. Sokoto bags World Bank Award for Excellence. Nigerian Army wins Africa's Best Land Force Award. Akeredoro inaugurates flyover in Oshun, Lords Oyetola. DSS wants political talks in Kanu. Adeleke seeks U.S. support for 5-point agenda. Matawale presents 188 billion naira 2023 budget. Ekiti, Amotekun nabs 5 for duping victims, 2.5 million. And still on the story is making the headlines on Punch newspaper this morning. ICPC recovers 107 in 8 months. Or what's on here? Ondo government begins implementation of child protection law. INEC identifies 2.7 million unqualified registered voters. Police Service Commission reinstates 10 dismissed police officers. Federal government directs ministers, departments, and agencies to embrace data protection laws. Naira redesign. Governors on watch list increasing, says EFCC. Naira redesign. May it Allah appeals for deadline extension. And Naira redesign. Central Bank of Nigeria directs banks to open Saturdays. Immigration appoints new spokesperson. Why University of Medical Sciences organized science competition for pupils? Vice Chancellor. Naira redesign will curb corruption, terrorism financing. Sani. 133 million Nigerians poor, says National Bureau of Statistics. Assemblies of God Church elects Amadi new general superintendent. Experts decries high death rates of diabetes patients. Metal knuckles. Additional released after arrest in US. Ayu, Showoro, others in closed door meeting with Inspector General. Gunmen kill businessman, sales attendant, Delta community. Why we are supporting Tinubu's presidential bid. Marafa. Cross River government announces ban on illegal mining activities. Fresh Russian strike hits cities across Ukraine. Officials. National Electoral Commission. 2023, be patriotic. National Youth Service Corps Director General urges corps members. 8-year marriage dissolved. Wife alleges husband neglects family. Ondo group partners on free health care. Kano's 20 billion naira suit. Group partners on free health care. Kano's 20 billion naira suit against Malami discontinued. Lawyer. Ghana disowns unauthorized adversary against travel to government to support female commercial. Abuja awards 3.7 million naira research grants to 10 students. Why Nigeria won't have good roads? Reps leader. And lastly, Naira redesign targets looted funds. EFCC share.
Now this day, Ohanezen Sultan Iwanya and others reaffirm Nigeria's unity as Zeke's posthumous birthday. Insecurity, minimize large political rallies, APC chieftain advances parties. Appeal court affirms Shitu as PDP candidate for Ikorodu Federal Constituency, Kogi to sue EFCC for contempt over illegal harassment of officials. Court frustrating disqualification of suit against Utomi tackles INEC over alleged non-distribution. NSA. Buhari's desire is to hand over safer Nigeria to successor. APC to Ayo. Go and clear your name of corruption allegations. Mawa. Young Nigerian drug abusers now use cannabis. Southeast businessmen support Tinubu's presidential bid. PDP campaign reacts to NBS report, says Nigeria on auto. Defense headquarters allays fears over deployment of armored. Police commission considers 18 appeals, petitions from insecurity, minimize large political rallies, APC chieftain. Enugu youth North Ugwani on inclusion. Discovery of oil will not sever relationship between Bauchi. Wike pledges logistic support for Obi's presidential campaign. Ayeta to expand environmental assessment certification. ACN inspires creativity. Osibanjo backs proposed Ondo deep sea port project. 3 Nigerians shot dead in South Africa. Southeast businessmen donate 1 billion naira to support Tinubu. SFTAS. Sokoto receives 3 awards of excellence. 2023. Sokoto receives 3 awards of excellence. 2023. Don't allow politicians to deceive you. NYSC members. Community police officers trained in Sokoto. HOMEF distributes relief materials to flood victims. NGO seeks to revamp their textile industries as Yabate holds convocation. PDP confident of victory in Sokoto, says former APC governor. PDP foils plot by APC to poach members in Yobe. Tinubu grassroots revolutionaries, says Bray White. Citing fumigation, 6 arrangements, House again. Niger gets new resident electoral commissioner. Bawa, more governors under watch for money laundering. Be ambassadors of peace, unity, Sanwo-Olu wife. Ex-LG chairman, others dump PDP, join Accord Party in Oyo 2023. APC campaign council trains members on anger. Ondo federal lawmaker Makinde's investment. Court sentences Sokoto director to 7 years imprisonment. Shell completes turnaround maintenance on 225,000 barrel per day. 10th convocation. 9 varsity graduates, 73 first class. US CDC launches program to expand HIV treatment. PTAD repatriates £26.5 million colonial pensions fund from UK. 2025. EU says 80% of activities will be on gender inclusion. Drunken soldier pushes army general to death. 80% of activities will be on gender inclusion. Drunken soldier pushes army general to death. CSOs, Election Monitoring Board petition Buhari, Senate. Ego Foundation, Access Bank, others equip college students. Federal government okays 8.3 billion naira for procurement projects. Disorganized APC cannot reorganize Nigeria. Niger retirees form new pressure group over pension. Hoodlums evade court. Free suspects in Delta.
Now we move over to the Nation newspaper. Afenifere needs selfless leader, says activist. Lagos equips education officers for efficiency. Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce calls for consistency, slams planned hike on excise. Abiodun takes 472.25 billion naira appropriation bill to assembly. Femship joins Forbes Business Council. Value your democratic achievements. US tells Nigerians. Ugwuanyi on inclusive governance. New helmsman likely for National Youth Service Corps. Zenith Tech Fed 2.0 attracts global brand leaders. Legislative support needed for Nigeria, says National Security Advisor. Stashed cash. EFCC putting more government. Tinubu to make Southeast industrial hub. MBCC calls for consistency, slams planned hike on excise. And lastly, US repatriates 20.
Soldier goes berserk in Borno, kills NGO staff, colleague, neutralized. Nigeria fall flat 4-0 to Portugal in World Cup friendly, with 303 on our payroll. PTAB boss. Lasso shines at Afro-Brazilian Studies Conference. Quality becoming toxic with hate speeches. Sanwo-Olu. No seat at home in Southeast, says Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. Abia State economic woes will end in 2023. Uche order. How Brigadier General was crushed to death. Tanika Swahili.
On Ebon na DFM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State. Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political view comes to you at Ebon and 103.5 FM. Ultimately, find you see every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties. Views of level leaders, and most importantly, your views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to everyone at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/GistFM every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep the dates. Are you looking for a way to tell the world about your products and services? Search no more. Come to Ebon FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State. Let's tell the world at large about that your services and products. And you want your business speed up with an unimaginable speed as it comes. Ebon FM, your surplus for advertising businesses.
Of the broadcast or the conduct of the broadcast station and launch the complaints, innovation, and right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 8, Ibrahim Tariq, Asoko, Abuja, or Central Mail, via info at NBC.gov.h. Please ensure that the complaints includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaints. Also, remember to include your name, address, email, and a very good signature. Note that the complaints also reach the embassy for the important days of the very broadcast. And you are to quality broadcasting.
Animani Palace Malumba Susan, the 103.5 FM. No gaming super headlines. Anytime you're live at FM and the 103.5 FM. Did the better Chidinma more on music data now from my SMS or my WhatsApp at 080 9666103. Stream Maya online na mixlr.com/gistfm. Unable to upload the heading article for Uganda newspaper. 2023, my aspiration is beyond quest for power. Omagege 2023, Otome challenges INEC to distribute 9.3 million PVC in its coffers. 2023, Otome challenges INEC to distribute 9.3 million PVCs in its coffers. Tinubu to Southeast Zone. Stop complaining and address your grievances. Stash of cash. More governors on watch list, says EFCC chairman. Value your democratic achievements, the US tells Nigerians. I'll support Atiku but won't insult Tinubu. Fayoshe. Vanguard set to host second mental health summit. Pipeline surveillance. I am only fighting for my people. Apododo. ICPC recovers 117 billion naira in 8 months. We must rescue Liberia from Wales failed government. Joseph Bukai. Out of school children. My plans for less privilege. Uloma Musu. Turkish court sentences televangelist to 8,658 years in prison. National Bureau of Statistics report APC leaving behind poverty as legacy. PDP campaign. NBDC ignore calls from inauguration of board. Okotiebo tells Buhari. Spain defeats Jordan 3-1 in World Cup warm-up match. Why fans may not see Black Panther Wakanda Forever in China.
And now we move over to the Premium Times. Africa could prevent 880,000 deaths yearly by tackling air pollution, climate change, report. Senatorial candidate accuses SDP of awarding her ticket to defeated governorship candidate. Why allocation to intelligence agencies was cut, reps panel. 2023, Wike promises P2B logistics support. ICPC recovers 117 billion naira in 8 months. Or what's on underage voters. INEC to investigate infrastructure. Discipline culpable officials. Underage voters. INEC to investigate infrastructures. Infractions. Discipline culpable officials. ICPC arraigns retired judge for age falsification. 2023. Governors responsible for political violence. Inspector General of Police. European Union, ECOWAS launch postgraduate scholarships for sustainable energy. US, Britain lobbied me to facilitate adoption of same-sex marriage in Nigeria, ex-minister. Abiodun presents Ogun's 472 billion naira budget for 2023 to lawmakers. 2023, Atiku meets media editors, vows to safeguard press freedom. Senate probes on even disbursement of 500 billion naira loans by Development Bank. PDP will win Lagos, 25 other states in 2023. Ayu. Witnesses testify against Chinese national accused of killing Nigerian girlfriend. Muslim ticket. Christian Association of Nigeria meets Tinubu, presents demands. Cancel. Strike. Nigerian government insists ASU members won't receive withheld 8 months pay. Osun Tribunal orders INEC to produce Adeleke's academic certificates. FCCPC seizes tobacco without graphic health warning in Kano. Buhari inaugurates 2023 Emblem Appeal Fund, approves 134 billion naira for military veterans. 2023, no going back on Bermuda Voters Accreditation System, INEC. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever makes Nigerian box office history. Jigawa pensioners react as the government begins payment of 1 billion naira benefit. Lawyer applies for court's criminal summons against Tinubu. Reps panel moves to recover 6.5 billion naira unpaid dues from trade fair, invites EFCC. Suspected Russian missile hits 2. Ministers from 40 plus countries join forces for the 2022 Climate and Clean Air Ministerial. And lastly, Reps panel summons Total orders over $85 billion tax.
Now, some newspaper, Enugu Youth, Lord Kubani on inclusive governance. Naira redesign. We need more time to evacuate money from grazing areas in forest. Nieti Allah begs CBN. Ataga's mother. I wrote statement for police under duress. Chidinma first court. Mawa charges stakeholders to tackle drug abuse among Nigerian youth. Verdict of history will be in our favor, in your favor. Akeredolu praises Oyetola as he inaugurates flyover in Osun. Ex-NISA boss's suit against police. AGF for hearing November 24. KB Police Commissioner assures NYSC Polytechnic maximum security. 1 in 10 children die in Nigeria before 5th birthday. Report. Gates Foundation targets health, agriculture, gender equality in Nigeria, Kenya, others. Ariwa Group, Lords, Chief of Army Staff, troops on war against banditry. Katsina approves 2 billion naira for families of victims of bandit attacks. Starched fund. Number of governors being watched has increased. EFCC boss. Military destroys 44 illegal refineries, arrests 29 suspects, rescues 41 in 2 weeks. Expose underage, dead persons, foreign 2023 polls. Army assures Nigerians of safety. Nike communities list development priorities for Enugu PDP Buba candidate. Alleged destruction of APC billboards. Oyo Police arraign PMS chairman. Nigeria decides 2023. Politicians shouldn't use illegal funds to run campaigns. Bawa EFCC boss. Nigeria decides 2023. Why Labour Party has not released manifesto. Julius Aburi, national chairman. Nigeria decides 2023. Nigeria needs legislative independence to develop. Enugu Assembly leader. APC leaders, chieftains absent as others celebrate court's ruling. Nigeria decides 2023. Sustain aggressive mobilization to reclaim Cross River from APC, PDP task support groups. Nigeria decides 2023. Only Tinubu can secure future of Nigerian youth. APC Professional Council. INEC warns core members against electoral malpractice. IGP blames governors for political violence. PDP holds Umbrella Day for Atiku Okowa in Lagos. Ọ dị mma ka anyị gaa n'ihu gụpụtara gị ozi ndị mmadụ zitere na Facebook na SMS anyị.
And now over to the SMS portal coming from Ife Delichukwu from Mpo, and he says, Wike coming out to Wike coming from another party to support Obi with campaign logistics is so commendable, unlike an Anambra fellow, Ife Dilichukwu from Mpo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also got this one from, he says, a judge, okay? We got this one from Honorable Osakwe. He says, I honestly is swayed backwards to ascertain what legacy project this outgoing government has left for its citizens. I am surprised that people are still hovering for elections, being that this regime is like a wild wind that blows nobody good. Our president is now talking gallantry and more focus. Is about 3 months to go that he is remembering the towers he did not build, roads he did not repair, and terrorists he did not kill. Lie is one of the fundamental deficits this nation has. A government that do not listen to the cry of its citizens, the country that consumes but did not produce. When shall all these calamities stop? Are we to fold our hands and look like Sidon look? People, more especially Igbos, should be aware of Nyenso Wike, being that he behaves like a green snake in green grass. 130 million Nigerians are hungry. Why won't it be so, as any dime map from development is being divided in the air? A judge that falsifies his certificate who will sentence him? Nigeria. Now, wow. Thank you so much, Honorable Osakwe, for joining us this morning. We also got a message from Damian from Nkwere. And he says, Southeast don't need your late arrival development. We want to do it for ourselves. Damian tells Tinubu, PO all the way. Thanks. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We also got another message from Ebunuke Udobi from Ashala. Mazen Nandekano case is like that of the children of Israel in Egypt. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, refused to let the people go, but hardened himself until he and his armies ended in the Red Sea. That is how our president and federal government will end up in spiritual Red Sea if they continue to hold Kano captive. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Ebunike. Thank you. And that's the much we have from the SMS portal.
Now, Facebook, Ejima Okosinaka Chinedu Onyeka, UK pushing a Nigerian minister to advocate for same-sex marriage in Nigeria. Half of our problems are caused by our colonial masters. Kumuyi is saying he has no preferred presidential candidate. I think it's high time all these religious leaders stand out and be involved on Owerri. The worst thing that can happen to a country is to have a government that does not care for the education of its citizens. The lawmakers that some of them are just sleeping and having nothing to offer, that cannot make laws in interest, keep collecting jumbo allowances and provocative remunerations. Paying lecturers half salary is an insult and insensitive on part of government, and it is not acceptable. Right candidate that will overhaul our educational system that is burning right now. Dalovine, Dr. Mrs. Ma Olebara from the Owerri. Annie Onako, okay, Dalovine Chidinma, thank you. Machuku Kennedy, voice of Umbrisi. We kept pledging logistics support for P2V is totally acceptable, commendable, and most welcome. And I'm urging him to back it with action and not only on media so that we can get it right in this country. I'm equally urging other leaders, most especially those leaders in South East, to follow suit. Dalovine. And High Star Chica, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Ejima Okosina, last cover from Opozo. Buhari added money to school feeding. Who are those students? And please, kindly tell me the name of the schools. Nigerians don't even want to react on this operation. It's it's very bad that people that matters can't say a word. God help us. Onyeka Nwabufu from Umoji. Even though that criticism is one of the features of democracy. This is not the right time for all these anti-These comments by Soludo. It somehow depicts that some Igbos don't love themselves. This is what some of our brothers from other tribes have begun to say because of all these defaming comments against Obi. It gives me joy when I remember that Obi remains the first governor who spent over 135 million naira to purchase medical equipment in Anambra, which are still functioning now. He will make a good president. Dalovene. Ejikwa m akwụkwọ si n'aka Ebuka Nwakufo from Amawo Bunike. Tinubu telling us that he will make Igbo industry hub without being told the eastern people themselves are industry, so he should look for a better thing to do. We don't need any world leader to tell us that the rate of poverty in Nigeria is unspeakable. Since the administration of APC, things have gone worse than they were. Only a good leader can bring us out of this mess. Thank you. That was in Ijukwamako Sinaka, Valentine Edema. President Buhari think that handing over to successor is greater than creating job opportunities or rehabilitation for the betterment of country whole? Or does Mr. President need ambassador of peace as a title? Or handing over to successor is more valuable than innovation? Or greatest thing to be done ever? One foot forward while 10 backwards. Valentine Edema. Daalụ rinne. Anyị ekenekwa unu ndị sitere anyị akwụkwọ SMS na WhatsApp na ndị so anyị ekenekwa unu. Ọ ga-adị n'izuụka na-abịa abịa mgbe anyị na unu ka ga-anọrịkwa n'oge newspaper headlines. Aha m bụ Divine.
And I'm Martin.